Hey there, it's Joe from Oops All Games, and welcome to our review of Donkey Kong Country Returns HD for Nintendo Switch. This review was written and adapted for video by me, so let's get started. Back in the Super Nintendo era in the early 90s, the Donkey Kong Country trilogy was revered as some of the greatest games on the system. The innovative art style and overall gameplay got many people's attention, and Nintendo throwing in the arcade icon as the titular character only made it more popular. After the trilogy on Super Nintendo, the series got a few ports on the Game Boy line of systems, but after that, there wasn't much to do. Donkey Kong was going in new directions with the 3D platformer Donkey Kong 64 and the, shall we say, interesting arc of the Donkey Konga and the DK Bongos. In 2010, however, that would all change as a brand new entry in the DKC series was finally real. Donkey Kong Country Returns released on Nintendo Wii, gaining critical and commercial praise. Selling over 6 million copies and scoring 8 and 9 out of 10s across tons of news outlets everywhere, it was clear this is where Donkey Kong stood out above all the other Mario characters. A few years later in 2013, DKC Returns made its way to Nintendo 3DS, selling another almost 3 million copies. At the end of the day, it was the same game from the Wii, but with the addition of tons of new levels to get players to give the game another try on a new system. Needless to say, the Donkey Kong Country series was back, getting another sequel in the form of Tropical Freeze in 2014 on Wii U. But after that, the series kind of just stopped again. Tropical Freeze got ported to Nintendo Switch in 2018, and the main developer of the series, Retro Studios, got sent to work on Metroid Prime 4 the next year. But now we have a third way to play the return to form now in HD for the first time ever. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD released on January 16th, 2025 exclusively for Nintendo Switch. This game combined all the content from the Wii and 3DS releases in a high-definition package. The game follows Donkey Kong, with help from Diddy Kong, as you go on a journey to stop the Tiki Tak tribe who have hypnotized fellow animals of Donkey Kong Island to steal your precious hoard of bananas. A simple plot, but effective to get the ball rolling. But let's be honest, you're not playing this game for a plot, you're playing this for the gameplay. So how does it hold up? Well, we're pleased to say the gameplay is exactly how you remember from 15 years ago, minus all the Wii remote waggling. Motion controls can be toggled on if that's something you absolutely can't live without, but for a game like this, we didn't find it necessary. Across each of the 9 available worlds, there is also an item shop in the form of Cranky's Item Shop. This allows you to spend the gold banana coins you collect throughout each level and in turn giving you extra power-ups and lives. You can play in 2 different modes. A modern easy mode, or if you're a DKC veteran, you can go through the game in its original difficulty. Once you have that selected, you can run, roll, jump, swing, smack, and even blow your way through DK Island. Yes, you heard me right. If there's one complaint I have about DK's moveset, it's this ability. When crouched down, DK can blow on an object to either progress forward in the level, interact with an object, or get a collectible. Now, I don't know about you, but this is not one of the first, or really any, of DK's abilities that would come to mind if you asked me to name them. It's a complete pace killer, going from that fast-paced platforming action to that. It's not something we expected Nintendo to remove from this release, as it's been in every iteration so far, but that doesn't mean we are thrilled by its presence. Aside from that, everything else about the game is excellent and exactly how you remember it from the Wii. The presentation is immaculate, really capturing that jungle feeling. The controls remain just as precise as they once were, and Donkey Kong is a wonder to play as. At the end of the day, the title says it all. It's Donkey Kong Country Returns in HD. Whether that's a good thing or not is up for debate. Aside from the visual upgrade, no real changes have been made from the Wii or 3DS releases. The 2 versions are essentially combined to give you a multitude of levels to play, and that's it. Nothing about this release really gives the game its own unique purpose for existing. That's not entirely a bad thing, as giving a game wider access so more people can play it is always a good thing. But for someone who might have played both versions already and might be looking for something new, this is not that. If someone were to be picking between the 2 DKC titles on Switch, I'm not really sure what my recommendation would be. You can't go wrong with the original, seeing the early days of this 2D platforming renaissance. However, Tropical Freeze provides a lot more quality of life improvements, like no blowing, and is talked about among some of the greatest 2D platformers of all time. Given they're both retailed at $60, which is higher than both games' original releases, I'd say you might get more bang for your buck going with Tropical Freeze instead of Returns. But that's not to say this game doesn't have a reason to exist, and it's great getting to play this on something other than the Wii or 3DS. But at $60, it is a hefty price tag for what is essentially a repackage of a 15-year-old game. If you've never played it before, you're in for a treat. But otherwise, this might be one to pass on until it goes on sale. And that was our review of Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. But of course, we want to know, have you given this game a shot on Nintendo Switch, or did you play it back on Wii or 3DS? Head on over to the comments section here on YouTube and let us know your thoughts.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to watch more videos from Fox, Illinois.